Hello everyone, Alex here, and today we're gonna take a look at this offer and what I would recommend to people to if they're gonna buy it. So it's basically for legendaries. It's very dumb to select an epic here. You will get if you have a character already, it will give you fragments, like you have a pool, is my understanding, so like 60 for legendary, that's a duplicate for them, and 40 for epic. Definitely not worth it to spend this money for that, but any epic, they are generally speaking not as strong as legendaries, but they're also very available in the game, so you can just select them here in the mother box. There are very few epics that are newer that are not available to select here, but for example the new one, they will make a banner like this for Green Lantern guy, and you can pull him there, and nobody knows if he's even one of the best epics, but epics are very available. You can buy many of their shards in stores here, and in the league shop you can select an epic, even the newer ones. It's a bit cheaper for an epic, but no, it's my understanding is that you can only buy one character for this, and so even though it's cheaper, no, epics are out of the question, and legendaries basically some characters are available, like one of the three here that you can select, and if you're a beginner, it's best you select Wonder Woman from not from here but from the banner here that allows you to pull her, and eventually it will take you like a month maximum, I guess, maybe maximum 2 if you're very unlucky. I unlocked her in like a week of playing on my main account, and I have a second account that unlocked her in like 2 weeks. So you will get her eventually. Superman, there is a very expensive way of getting him, and he's not one of the best characters. So here, if you spend money long term in the game, you will get Superman unlocked. So if there's a chance you might do this, I definitely recommend not to select him here. So Flash falls off a lot in the late game, people are saying, but those three characters at least I like them because you can buy their shards every month here, so you can get a jump start of them. You can farm like instead of 20 every month where I have Blue Beetle, you can have 20 plus 20, so 40 for them to progress their stars, so that's a better option. But Flash falls off a lot late game, so I wouldn't recommend him unless you're in the mindset of yes, I'm gonna select Wonder Woman because she's the strongest, but also Flash is my favorite DC character, and I don't care if he falls off late game, he's still decent, and I'm willing to spend 31 euros or whatever it is in your country, maybe it's $30, to get Flash, knowing that he's not the strongest character, but I want to have fun with him, and 30 euros is worth it for me, and I prefer having Flash over a legendary that's gonna progress me more in the game. If you're in this mindset, okay, Martian Manhunter, they kinda suck. Lex you're gonna get by a fusion, so it's you can get him in like a month of playing maximum. A month of playing the game. You can buy some of those shards from stores. So no, there's like here are 2 of them. You can just buy 40 shards of Bane and not even get him, and you can select here a Green Arrow who is strong anyways and have a duplicate, and the first 40 shards you don't put a star on him, you unlock Lex with them. So not Lex, and Lex got a nerf recently, he's not as great anymore. The reason I have him at S tier is, first of all, he's available, and you can gain many shards of him from the arena shop. So by a way of looking at it, he's that high because you will have him at more stars than a different legendary that you might have, most likely. So he's more available, so he's someone to push for, and having him at S tier will make more people rushing the fusion, which I think is great. So Lex is very available. No, don't do Lex. You will regret it. So that leaves us with C sucks. C kinda sucks. I don't have too much of an opinion on him. People like him, but don't love him. Blue Beetle is great, but I don't know how much mandatory he is. If you have everyone else that is better than him, and you are willing to spend this kind of money, cool. I like Blue Beetle. He's very nice. Deathstroke is kind of in the same boat. People in the late game love him. I happen to pull him through this banner here. Well, but the second time I did it, I had to reach one. I pulled him like 60th or something like this, or 70th. The second time I reached 150 and got a duplicate of Lex, which would be my worst option of all. And Lex was even like 10 stars, 10 fragments away of getting a higher in the 5th star, so 5th third. So it was 100% a waste. Just would be like 5 days until the arena store refreshed. If I didn't want to spend 8th metal on him, that I had available. So basically the options that are remaining, the best option, these two are definitely decent option if you have Sinestro. But if I'm gonna buy this, that I'm considering, and I very likely will, I'm gonna pick Sinestro. Sinestro is the leader of the debuff team. I'm struggling on my 3rd campaign here because you need to have 3 teams, and on my 3rd team they kinda suck. So here I'm using Kid Flash with them. Usually now I'm messing around because I'm kinda stuck. I'm moving around teams, but I'm using something like this, and this doesn't work when you go on 51. In campaign main stage is 51. Maybe if they get 300 at level 300, I can push it a little bit. But I have hired as a mercenary. If you don't know where to do this, you go here, mercenaries, my league, and you select here where it says already helped. So you can pick characters there to test some things and to help you push some campaign somewhere where you're stuck, so you can test some characters out. And I've taken a Sinestro multiple times. I even have him here once more for this week. And if you do a team like this, it's awesome. Raven doesn't do as well as a support in the sense that she helps people survive, and instead of like Kid Flash a healer, it's Raven, because if there is a Sinestro, basically you kill them that quickly that Raven reviving one people once is good enough for you to clear the stage usually. If there is Raven there but not Sinestro, you kill them slowly. So yes, they kill Gorilla Grodd, Raven revived him, but close after that, and you also reduce their action bar, so it takes longer to kill them if you have Sinestro, for them to start killing your teammates before Raven takes 2 turns and is able to revive again. But if there's no Sinestro and you don't remove their action bar, then they're quickly gonna kill Penguin after Grodd. So yes, Raven is gonna revive Grodd, but then Penguin is gonna die and you're gonna stay with only one tank. Grodd is gonna take a lot of damage from many people and is gonna die at the point where Raven is gonna revive. So she's gonna revive one of the two again, and then they're gonna die. So you kinda falling off. You're not. Raven is not a reliable like support in the sense of keeping your team alive if there is no Sinestro there. If there is a Sinestro, you basically will kill the first row when they kill your Grodd. So Raven will revive your Grodd, but there will be only 3 people hitting 2 tanks instead of 5. so they're not gonna kill your penguin as quickly, or your penguin and then Grodd as quickly, faster than Raven is able to revive them. So if you see Raven's kit, here an advanced attack, this has a 4-turn cooldown, says revive, so it was 2 turns. Revives defeated allies, heals them 4 HP after the revival, whatever. And so this is also here, she buffs them, but when she basically, that's the reason you have speed on her, so she gets to this faster and revives people more and more often, especially in the boss here. It's very mandatory to have her for that. She's awesome there. But what I'm gonna say, I have a team that's basically not really working without Sinestro, and if you want to push 3 teams of campaigns, like now I'm messing them around, but like one team, usually have them at team number 1. There's a team like this one. Sometimes I'm throwing a Kid Flash here, especially I kinda need to, and the placement is something like this. I kinda need to have Kid Flash instead of him, and I don't need Kid Flash if I have this team with Sinestro and Raven, so I can have more healing on this team, and I have her here, so this works very well for me. And Sinestro is basically a character that is needed for that, for like to push the campaign. I'm doing very well in Elite Arena, but having basically like the first and third team are winning a lot, and the second team is basically like 95% losing. My understanding is if you have a Sinestro there, this maybe will win like 20% of the time, 25. So there is a chance that you are gonna win with having a stronger team in Elite Arena. And like now my strategy basically, or my strategy is to hope that they're gonna waste a strong team, especially with Wonder Woman on facing, that I'm gonna be lucky and they're gonna be facing my second team. So then my Wonder Woman is gonna face a weaker team and is gonna win, and then it's like a coin flip between my first team and their remaining team who's gonna win, or like a battle of that. If their Wonder Woman goes against my Wonder Woman and their Wonder Woman is bigger, I'm more likely to lose. If I have a Sinestro there and like my Wonder Woman goes against their Wonder Woman, but my Sinestro will go against their weakest team, it's likely it's gonna win. So he's more important both in the Elite Arena to have and in campaigns, and in this one here that we're doing right now. It says you want to have this team synergy from Sinestro, you're going to have those 2 characters that I have, someone like Batman likely, and if you see the people that have beaten it, they have Sinestro, they have Sinestro, they have Sinestro, they have Sinestro, and so Sinestro is an awesome character that is not really, he's kind of available here. I may wait a little bit to see if I'm gonna pull him here, but this is gonna take like a couple of months, and then it's a 33% chance of getting Sinestro. Maybe you're lucky and you pull him by 1%, but then again it's 33% to get him. That's not really great. Here I have already, so I would be very pissed if I just got a duplicate and I had she's not even that awesome. So would be having 70 shards. I'm gonna bring her to 9 to like 4 red if I happen to pull like a duplicate here, but I wouldn't be happy about it and I wouldn't prioritize doing that. So yes, he's kind of available here, but besides that, an argument that I heard is that if you have selected Superman or Flash at the beginning, because maybe you made a mistake and you don't know if didn't know when you did that Wonder Woman is the best character, you need to select her here basically, because otherwise you need to spend up to 75,000 diamonds here. That will take you a month if you are free to play many months. To hope that at 150 or get the 1% chance, or at 150 pulls, there is a chance of getting like it's split between all those characters, and you hope that's Wonder Woman. It's very unlikely. So what I'm trying to say, especially as a free to play or something here, I pulled this afterwards because you have the tokens. Now I save them for unlocking new characters, new legendaries, and you can also, like by spending 5 a day here, you can buy some stuff in the shop. So it's nice to save them for that, but I pulled this right after Wonder Woman. I pulled the Blue Beetle from it. I think it went to 150, so not very lucky. And I wasn't excited when I pulled Blue Beetle there, but Blue Beetle ended up being an awesome card and one of the best legendaries that people are even recommending to buy here if you have Wonder Woman, Sinestro unlocked. Blue Beetle is an option, and you want to have a stronger block team if you don't have Blue Beetle, because then you're basically the same boat. You're hoping that you're gonna pull him here, wasting many diamonds, or here if you aren't calling for that. Not very likely. So if you have it here, if you would be willing to spend like $30 or euros and want to know what are the best characters, if you have pulled one of those two, if you're free to play and you play for a few days and you didn't know, and you're hoping you're gonna pull Wonder Woman luckily from one of those, I would advise you start a new account because Wonder Woman is very impactful. But if you are progressing the game, or you don't mind spending the €30 to have also Wonder Woman is the option if you have pulled one of those two. As I said, he will become available eventually if you spend a lot of money. So, and he's not better than Sinestro or Blue Beetle or even Deathstroke. So people selecting Wonder Woman here is a very good point, and I think yes, if you have one of the other two and you really want Wonder Woman, yes, prioritize Wonder Woman. She's the best card in the game. I would overlook those 4 characters completely, and him I would consider if I had all of those characters basically unlocked, and because people are saying good things about him, but I don't really know how much I would prioritize, if I would spend like €30 on a character that is not like top 5 or even top 10. Then second option would be Sinestro if you don't have him, even though maybe I would wait a little bit to see if you happen to be lucky and pulling him from this. He's an option. No epic, as I said, is a terrible idea. You can basically have all of those available, and even those two that aren't available right now from here, they are not usable in the game. Like maybe Phosphorus on the burn, like here in the second one says burn, so you need to have 3 burn characters at rank 7, so maybe there he's gonna get a little bit of use, but otherwise he's not great. And the team like Creature Commandos having this here, and being like Human Bride and Phosphorus basically are the team. They are not used anywhere. They are trash. They're bad. Better to use like plug and play her as a tank if you need a tank and you don't have too many unlocks, and maybe him in a burn team if he happen to be a better option. But no, it does. And they're gonna become available soon in the stores. So they before them was Mera, and Mera now you can select her here. So Very soon they will become available, so no epic. If I'm gonna buy someone, I'm gonna buy Sinestro. I don't have him. I have those two. I have Wonder Woman. He might become available some point in the future, spending a lot of money. If you have those two and you really want to make a block team stronger, Blue Beetle is awesome. Many people love him, and but I already have him unlocked. Otherwise, I wouldn't really consider a legendary or to buy this offer. But if you have some cards available and you really want a legendary, and you instead of buying this, you would just spend the diamonds on getting him here eventually, like a Hull or a Cyborg or whoever you're missing, you would just be spending diamonds here. Okay, you're also getting like elites and epics that can be helpful. Elites are to upgrade other characters, but if you would be spending like 3.5 up to 75,000 of those to get the legendary, just so you want to complete your set of legendaries and maybe you want to use them, I would buy the legendary that you're missing, of course. So to recap, Wonder Woman, if you have selected one of the other characters and you don't mind spending this kind of money, Sinestro, if you don't have him, but you can also try to hope and getting him here eventually. Just he's gonna be definitely helping you push campaigns, and if you're an early game player and you don't really want to spend 30 euros, understand that it will take you a while to reach like 30, 51, 9, where you will need Sinestro more and more and more. Blue Beetle to up your block team, he's awesome. And then Deathstroke, maybe Hal, then I don't know. I'm not really like super experienced with Hal. He's available. He's not great, and he's available and heard the same at the league banner, like here. So you will get them eventually. You can select the new Superman, and he's not great anyways. If they introduce Killer Frost before this ends and if you happen to get value, maybe she will be an option here. But otherwise, yeah. Personally, if I'm buying someone here, it will be Sinestro.